So let me ask you this question. What exactly makes a home studio pro? I mean, what is it? Having all this? I mean, look at it. I mean, there's a lot of gear in here, some really great gear. I got a bunch of stuff over here you don't even see. I got great microphones. I got it all. I got microphone preamps, I got compressors, I got EQs, all external outboard gear. Lots of stuff in here. That make it pro? Well, let's dissect that for a second. Let me first ask you this question. If you came into my studio and this became yours, does that mean you're going to produce pro results? What do you think? I mean, come on, you've got all these great toys, these great things that do make a difference overall in the overall sound of a recording. But is that going to make you pro? Is that what it is? All right. It's an interesting question now, isn't it? Now, let's see. Let's talk about the things that make a home studio from being a regular home studio to a professional home studio, right? Let's talk about those things. Is it having the very best converters? Analog to digital converters that money can buy, or at least reasonable, some what we call high end. Is that going to do it? Well, I mean, there's no doubt that investing in more expensive converters definitely makes a difference, but does that make it pro? Is that required to get professional results? What about having all this outboard external equipment versus using plugins? Does that make a studio pro? It sure makes it look like it, but because it looks like it, does that mean it is? Does it mean you're necessarily going to get that much better results? Or if you're kind of like me, do you just love looking at it and turning knobs and you kind of get an enjoyment out of it for that marginal increase? So is that it? Can you not get really amazing results using just plugins? I don't know. I wonder. What about monitors? Do you got to have some really high-end professional monitors? I'm not going to lie. Monitors will make a difference in your ability to get a great professional sounding product. But after all, I did a review here recently, I should say, on Slate's VSX. And I tell you, if you don't have a treated room and great monitors, you're better off going with these. I'm going to make some more videos about that because I'm highly impressed with it. I suggest you go back and watch that video. Can I get professional results with these? I wonder, can I? I think my opinion would say yes on that. But what does it really take at the end of the day? Is all of the gear in the world going to make a difference? Now, a lot of you I already see you chiming in the comments right away. Well, to get a great professional use, you've got to have great performances, a great song recorded well. We're not talking about a song here. We're talking about professional results. At the end of the day, you can achieve outstanding results with a crappy song. You can achieve outstanding results with crappy players. You can even achieve very good results with adequately recorded instruments, okay? Although I will concede, your ability to get a great end product starts with how you start, and that's how you record them, and really great proper techniques and everything along the way. But that said, is that what's required? Obviously I've invested a lot of money in a lot of these things, and a lot of people that you guys watch out here in the World Wide Web of YouTube, they seem to have some of this stuff in common, right? Is it because they need that? Do you really need that? Or is that just a showpiece or somewhere in the middle? I think that's a question you've got to ask yourself. Here's what I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you my 2 cents after doing this for 40 years. And that's how long I've been doing this, 40 years, all right? And I've gone through the gamut and I've made all the mistakes and I've invested in gear that I don't need and all of those things. And the number one thing I will tell you, there's one single thing that gives you your ability to create professional results. And what is a professional result? Let's talk about that first. That's a song that can compete sonically with the average song out there in the style of music that you listen to, where the listener listening to it will not wonder, that doesn't sound like it was recorded very well. I mean, how many listeners out there do you think actually notice things like that? Not many. I'd say next to none. But can it compete in your ears? In other words, can you produce an end result, that sound as good as what you hear out there? And so that, to me, more than anything else, is what defines you as pro. And I just said one key word there. What makes a home studio pro? It's you. You and your knowledge and your skill set. That's ultimately will make a bigger difference than $1 billion worth of outboard gear, the best designed, well-designed, made studio on the planet, the most expensive microphones ever created and known to man, every piece of vintage gear that you can get your hands on, to where you make all the other so-called professionals look silly because they don't have a studio as good as yours. Ultimately, at the end of the day, that's not what's going to make it pro. It's going to be your knowledge and your skill set. So before you start focusing on all of this gear and all of these other things, you need to hone your skills. You need to get outside your comfort zone. You should be working on music that you hate just to be able to do it and learn the skill sets associated with it. Learning to be able to mix and record a variety of different styles will make a huge difference in your knowledge base, because every little piece of knowledge you get, it's like putting that knowledge becomes another tool in your tool chest. So that as you progress through this, and you may start with an empty tool chest, as you progress through it, you will be able to open that tool chest and pull out the right tool at the right time for the right set of circumstances, because you've already been there and you've already done that. Before you start focusing on getting that aesthetically pleasing studio, focus on your skills. If you don't have the money to go out and buy nice monitors and treat your room, boom, go buy yourself some VSX headphones. You won't regret it, I promise you. And ultimately, you can do great results with that. But all the greatest gear in the world with mediocre skills is not going to get you the result that you're looking to achieve. You've got this great thing out there called YouTube that can teach you just about everything you need to know. Understand compression, understand EQ, understand the EQ range, right? EQ range that each particular instrument sets in, so that when you're done, you can identify every single instrument in there, and it's not all just a bunch of mush where they're fighting each other. Understand about proper levels. I could go on and on and on. There's so much to learn out there. Focus on that, because at the end of the day, you can achieve what we'll call professional sounding results with an average interface, an average microphone with average microphone preamps. You can get that done if you take the time to learn the skills associated with it. So again, it's you that makes it professional, you and you alone. There was a time, and it wasn't that long ago, when people went into a studio and they needed to see all of this stuff. They would judge you unfairly at times if you didn't have all of this stuff. Well, those days have passed. People in general don't even pay attention to that anymore. Only the old school people like me would really notice something like that, because we enjoy looking at it. But at the end of the day, if there's any one thing I learned, I don't need any of this to get great results. I mean, absolutely zero. But what I do need are the 40 years of experience and knowledge that I've gained along the way. So this is going to be a journey forever for you if you stay with it. And most people, once you get hooked, it's hard to walk away. But it's going to be a long journey for you. Make sure every day you know something that day that you didn't know the day before. Every day, hone a new skill. Get better. And if you do those things, you will get professional results regardless of the gear you use. If you like the things I talk about, do me a favor, subscribe to the channel. You know that, like, subscribe, notification, all that stuff. Leave me some comments down below. Tell me what you think. And until next time, have yourself a great day, a great learning day. Bye-bye.